Hello and welcome to the beginner's guide to Cities Skylines urban roads, also known as the CSUR mod. So if you're watching this, you are hopefully a PC player and you've probably already had a look at the mod pack from Amamlya and their team. You've almost certainly scratched your head, thought, what the actual fridge? Scratched your head some more and then walked away. Not that the mod isn't amazing, it's just that there's a lot to it, a lot to subscribe to, some very complicated looking tutorials and very limited English instructions. Hello, I'm BonBonB and you are very welcome. Now a quick heads up. Have I completely cracked CSUR? Well, no, not entirely, but I have mastered the basics, and upon such basics, masterpieces are built. I'm going to share with you enough to get you started, such as basic road laying, creating intersections and highway ramp creation, which should be enough to open the floodgates for your own creativity and for you to then produce some amazing new networks for your own sims. First up, head on over to the workshop. The links are all in the description. Subscribe to all of the items in the pack, and while you're at it, why not like them up too. You'll also want Fine Road Tool and especially Fine Road Anarchy if you don't already have them. Now wait a few moments while everything is downloaded from the workshop, then launch your game. Go to the content manager, enable all of your new goodies, then load up a new map and let's play. Before we start anything though, make sure you have Fine Road Anarchy active. On my system this is Ctrl A, but your hotkey might differ. And so, on the right of your screen, you'll see the CSUR button. Give that a little click. This will open the Road Selector menu. Firstly, I'm going to move this to the bottom of my screen to give me a larger playable window, and the same goes for the Fine Road Toolbox. And so the Road Selector menu. On the left, if one is available, we will have a preview image. Now, not every combination of settings will have been created for this mod. So if your settings don't provide an image, then you'll have to try something different. Right now we have the not found message, meaning we can't build anything with the current settings. But don't worry, we'll soon correct this. Beneath this we have a one-way arrow, meaning we are currently in one-way or highway mode. Clicking on this will switch it to two-way, and once we are actually creating something, asymmetrical will become available. Next to this we have a sidewalk bike lane selector, which you can rotate through by clicking on. All very straightforward so far. Now on to the complicated looking bit. The road selector is like a customizable Find It mod. You put in the settings, and if that unit has been created, your cursor will draw out that road. The white C in the black background denotes the location of the central reservation or median in relation to your lanes. Everything to the right of this are positions counting outwards of your lanes up to a potential of 7 in each direction, assets permitting. Ignore the buttons marked 1p, 2p and so on from now on. We'll get to them later. So let's start with something intuitive, a 2-lane road with median. Make sure you have the two-way selected. I'm also selecting to have pavements with no bike lane. And now onto the lane selector. Now we want our roads to have 2 lanes from start to finish. So at the bottom where it says from, click for lanes 1 and 2 so that they go red. Now do the same at the top where it says 2, just click lanes 1 and 2. We now have a preview image showing our newly available road. Let's just draw this out and voila! We are now CSUR experts, go us. Just kidding. To make a 3-lane two-way road, simply add lane 3 into both the to and from boxes and a draw away. 3 lanes seems to be the maximum for the two-way roads at this time, though more might be added and might already be available. Next, let's make another 2-lane two-way road but with a wider median. We're going to replace lane 1 with grass by simply deselecting it and putting lane 3 into its place. And once again, a nice basic road. Now let's make a basic intersection. Using the very same settings as we have already, draw out a crossroads. The mod will put in the lights and automatic lane markings for you. If these aren't to your liking, the mod does work with Traffic Manager President Edition, so feel free to tinker all you like. But what about turning lanes? Well, that's where the asymmetrical tool comes in. Head back to the two-way button and click it again. Now we have the option to add an extra lane, or even two. We'll just have the extra one for now. Choose the upgrade button and select the road to amend. If you find this is going the wrong way for your liking, right click to invert the settings. Let's just finish this intersection and we're done. I know I'm doing all of these at ground level, but they can be elevated as well. We're just keeping things clean and simple for the sake of this tutorial. Well, that's the basics for town-based roads. I'll leave you to tinker and find what else you can do. Meanwhile, let's have a look at the highways and the one-way button. Obviously, the first task is to select one way again. Let's start with a two-lane highway. Select lanes 1 and 2 in both the from and to boxes and draw. And that's all very clean and tidy. You'll notice that the lane is actually off centre from the node, and this is by design. We want to have a return highway too, so select the very same second node, click and draw backwards, and we have a complete highway. If you're unable to draw, and this is because it says that the space is already occupied, then you need to activate Anarchy, Control A, or whatever hotkey your system uses. I won't tell you again. And now it's time to have some fun. Let's give this highway a super slick exit and entry. First, let's set up an exit lane. We're currently 2 lanes wide, and we want to increase this to 3. So we're selecting from 2 lanes to 3 lanes. And let's draw it out. It's up to you how long we make this transition last. Now we'll have a short stretch of 3-lane highways, so set from 3 lanes to 3 lanes. And now we want an exit lane or ramp. And this is where the top and the bottom buttons come into action. We want to replace the outside lane, the one furthest from the central median, with a split lane. So we'll be replacing lane 3 with its counterpart, 3P. So the settings are from 3 lanes to 2 lanes and 3P, the ramp lane. Now let's continue the highway as 2 lanes without a ramp. So set from 2 lanes to 2 lanes and draw. And now let's return to the node where the highway split. We want this ramp to continue off on its own. The ramp was 3B, so set from 3B to match up with this. But we don't want the main highway lanes now, so deselect them. I'm going to leave the 2 value as 3B as well for the sake of simplicity, but the actual value will depend very much on which lane you wish to merge this road into at the end. And I'll gently bend the ramp away from the highway. To have the entry lane on the other side, simply invert the process. And if you can do all of this, then you can build intricate and complex intersections. But I'll leave all of that to you. Finally, a bonus tool. You can actually build footpaths and bike lanes without an accompanying road. Simply deselect all road units and just choose footpaths or bike lanes under the preview image. These even have their own preview image and look pretty sweet on their own. And that's it. That's CSUR. Not quite as scary as you probably thought. Have some fun, play around, see what you can create. But before you do, if you found this video of any help at all, why not try clicking the like button? It really would be a huge help. So that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching. I've been BonBonB and you've been very, very welcome.